Hey guys, Mr. Surplus Nut here, bringing the series of archery slash bow hunting to you guys, and I believe this is like the fourth or fifth part. I don't know. I'm just gonna let you guys know it's one of the parts of the videos I'm making. And we're talking about a lot of things, but I pretty much covered everything on the bow. Just to let you know, bows, before we get into the other stuff, bows are custom fitted. You do have to take it to a specialist, or someone that can fit it to you, to do the little thing here. Whether you want to knock, some people like to shoot with their hands. I use a release. We're gonna talk about that now. Okay, the release, and so I like using with a release. I like shooting, with a release. Some people like the glove thing and they use their 3 fingers. Some people, they put like a knock, like a little knock thing, like a little copper ball. Okay, that's it. A kissing point, some people call it. And right there on the string, they put the release. Let me just grab my release real quick. The release right here, this is what I use, is a True Fire release. So some people, they have that kissing point, what they call it, that when they draw back to their anchor point, they gotta have the kissing point like right here on their lip. And then your string goes across your nose, but they grip right into the string with your release, and they just release it, and that's it. I like the little release loop that you put on the string. Okay, now remember, with time, have the guy that's gonna do that for you, the release loop, to do it a little bit close to the string, your main string of your bow, because once you start pulling on this, it's gonna stretch on you. So you want to do it enough that you can get the little head of the release on there, so after you use it for a while, it'll end up at the space where you want it. Okay, so I think pretty much we've covered everything on the bow. Let's set it aside here, the Cheetah. And I want to talk about the release, which is the main thing, how you're going to shoot. From the get-go, I found out about all the different other ways, and I decided to go with a release. There's many of them out there. You got the one that you can wrap it. This is the one that you can wrap around your wrist. Okay, it's got this strap, this Velcro strap. Guys, you know how much I paid for this? I think it was $25. The best release ever. Had it for 2 years. Haven't had a problem. If you research it, True Fire, they make pretty decent ones, and they're very durable. This one it's got the camo material. Okay, a Velcro strap. Okay, just let me show you up close. It's got the this thing that it moves here like this. You get some of them that right here, the most expensive ones, right here is like it swivels completely, but you don't need all that. Okay, so this is the one. It's a True Fire, really good release, very light on the trigger pull. Okay, this one you can loosen up this nut. It's got a compression nut there. You loosen it up and you bring it all the way in, and it's got like this protector little tube, plastic tube, rubbery plastic tube, that you might have to take it completely apart. If your hands are too short that you have to bring this in a lot, you can always cut this little rubbery thing that protects the threads on the bolt, that you can unscrew it and bring it in so it won't scratch your hand or nothing, and you fit it to your hand, you fit it to your needs, to your liking. But this one is pretty nice. This one is the one that goes around your wrist. Okay, and you go like this, you put it right around your wrist. Now, one trick to this that a lot of people don't know: once you do your wrist, see, this one it just swings up and forward. Sometimes I shoot, pop, and I let it go. I do my stuff and I just go like this and grab it. See how cool? Grab it. It swings. So I just drop it, let it drop, do my stuff, put my arrow, and just grab it. Okay? One thing with these, you need to adjust this. Some of them are adjustable, or I will hope they are, because when you put it on, you want to make sure you don't want to have this tip reaching your finger here. There's a technique here. You want to have the tip of the claws hitting that line of your index finger, because this is your trigger finger. If not, this is going to be so forward, you're going to be so behind. You want to have it perfect. They taught me that at Bass Pro Shop, okay, and the guy helped me fit it. When you stretch your palm and you hold it in your hand, see that? You want to have the claw, the tip, right there on that line of your finger, okay? So you want to make sure you do that. And this is the one that you wrap around. It's all camel, really nice, real tree camel. It says True Fire on there. Maybe one of you guys are watching my video have this one. Haven't had no problems. I'm not planning on buying another one. Okay? The release right here, you grab it. Obviously, when you're pulling on it, that bow, this is going to stretch on you, you know? So it's going to go a little bit forward, where your trigger finger is going to go really, really nice. Now, let me explain something about the trigger. Okay? There's different techniques on using a trigger. Again, you can use a trigger release, a release. Some people, you buy a glove that you use it with 3 fingers. Some people use this, but they put a kissing point or knock, whatever, little copper ball on the string. You know, they get it all fitted for you, and you pull right on the actual string of the bow. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know, there's 2 techniques to this. Some people, they like to hold on. Let me loosen it a little bit so I can show you guys a little better. Okay, there we go. Better place. Some people, they like to hold on to the release as they're pulling on their bow. Okay? They like to hold on to it. Some people, they recommend you just to pull by the pull of your wrist and don't touch it like a rifle. Okay? All you want to do, use your index finger to let go of the trigger. They don't want you, when you're pulling, to hold on to this, because then again, it's more or less like the flinching on a rifle. Okay, some people, they tend to grab this and they move, and any movement that you put on your string, you know, it's gonna take your aiming point. So they just tell you to, once you pull and you get it where you want to, just to leave your hands loose and just squeeze your trigger. Okay, I have shot it both ways. Okay, that, like I'm saying, everybody's different. To me, I don't find a difference. To me, it's the same whether holding it, because I guess it's the practice from shooting my rifles that, you know, I grab my rifles and I make sure I don't squeeze down on the stock, and when I shoot, you know, I don't do that. Okay, when I shoot my rifles, these are things that you practice, your shooting techniques. I gotta make a couple of videos on that. Okay, on proper shooting technique from a table. I'm gonna have my bench rest, custom bench rest rifle, show you guys proper technique, how to hold it, how to squeeze the trigger, all that stuff. There's a lot of other videos. As I go on, I see the need of videos that I gotta upload and do. So subscribe to my channel, man. You know, check me out. You know, I need subscribers, brother. So basically, like I'm saying, if you're one of those type of guys that you're gonna flinch, like if you're shooting your rifle and you're anticipating the bang and the recoil, and you tend to hold on because you're freaking out, you know, then you might have a problem. You might wanna use the release in that way. Try not to hold it. Okay, some people, okay, try not to hold it and just squeeze the trigger. Some people, they find it difficult just pulling the bow back. That's why you can't have it so, you know, you gotta get it fitted, man. If you find yourself struggling putting a 70-pound bow, 65, drop it down. drop it down to 55, drop it down to 50. Okay? But some people find it difficult just with their wrist pulling that string back, trying not to touch it, just to touch the trigger when you gotta let it go. Some people find it that it helps by holding the whole thing because it helps them pull the bow. Maybe that's because your bow is too it's got too much poundage for you. Okay? So you want to go ahead and you know, try it out. The best way to do is try it out. To me, I've tried it both ways. I find it that I like it better by holding my whole trigger, my whole release. Okay, I hold it completely. I'm very gentle with the trigger. If you shoot a lot and you're a shooter, I mean, I don't think you can have a problem with your release for your bow. Okay, but it's very important. What type of release do you want to use? Okay, what type of release? Do I go with a release like this? Do I put a string loop for my release on my string for my bow? Do I put one of those kissing points that helps? It helps people also, you know, level out their anchor point, which I'm going to talk to you guys about that. Okay, everybody thinks that their anchor point is right here behind the jawbone, below the ears. It's different to everybody. Okay, I have a friend of mine that his anchor point is in the middle of his jawbone, and believe it or not, everything lines up and he shoots perfect. You can't say there's a rule to this. No. Okay, everybody is different. Okay? Come here, Mindy. Come here, Mindy. Come here. Show my dog to you guys, a miniature schnauzer. That's Mindy right there. Alright, girl, go. Alright, guys, back to the video. I think she wants me to take her out. She's gonna have to wait. But anyways, so, you know, anchor point, very different. We're gonna talk about that when I go outside and we make the videos of me shooting at the targets. That's a different, I think, another couple of parts to that, because we're gonna do some actual shooting. So it's gonna be a little while on that. But anyways, if we gotta make a few parts, so be it. Again, as I go on, guys, leave me any questions, leave me a comment. I will try to come back and answer it to the best of my knowledge. Okay. Again, I prefer the release trigger. Okay. I just can't see myself shooting with the fingers or just grabbing the string. You know, I feel like if I'm, you know, I don't know. I just like the trigger. So we're gonna come back, okay? And I know that we've used the whole actual video just to tell you the importance of the trigger, but this is the one I use, the True Fire. Again, I purchased this one for I think it was like 25 bucks. I don't even think it got with tax up to like $30. You don't have to go. They got triggers that are very expensive, 50, 60 bucks. I mean, really fancy. They have the one that you hold it like this, is like it's got like the groove for your fingers, and then it comes out, and you have like a pit. I mean, that one really feels like you're shooting a rifle. You gotta get used to all that. They got different ones. I like the wrist type. It gives me more of a better strength, but you know, shop around, and whatever suits you, go for it. Mr. Surplus Nut.